You know, 2 years ago, I predicted that the Stars would be eliminated by the Oilers in the Western Conference Final. That actually happened last year. Also, last year, I predicted the Stars would win the Cup. Am I just a year early each time? Hello, everybody. Sorry I've been gone for a while. College is hard, but I'm back because we have a tradition around here. That tradition goes, I cheer for this team, and they scare me a lot, including this year because this was the worst April I think we've ever had. Oh, and of course, my predictions for the NBA. Sadly, we're not facing George first round. Please show the clip now.
Who did they just put in?
George!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Thank you. We're not playing George, we're playing the Heat, which makes me think the Heat might sweep us, which would be sad. But I think Cavaliers, probably conference finals. Celtics, it's hard. It's going to be hard, isn't it? We don't have him anymore. But he's somewhere. And I think he's winning a championship this year because he's got Luka. That's my prediction, by the way, is Lakers-Cavaliers finals, and I think Lakers will win, sadly. But Cleveland has never played LeBron in the playoffs, so I think this would be a fun way to do it, would be in the finals. So anyway, the NHL playoff bracket, which I know a little bit more about NHL because my family's more. So the bracket looks like this. Let's begin. Number 1 seed, Washington Capitals versus wildcard 2, Montreal Canadiens. Now, quick anecdote. A number of years ago, as many of you know, I'm a Stars fan, and I'm also from Cleveland, so only like once, twice a year can I actually realistically see them, and that's going to Detroit and going to Columbus to see them in town for those games. And I did that this year, obviously, as I often do. And one of my things at an away game is I try to be a more, neutral-ish fan. I'll still cheer for, like, the player introductions, everything like that. I won't be too obnoxious if my team scores. I'll stand up and I'll, ooh, but I won't, like, get in people's faces, anything like that. Because, that's just, I'm the guest there. I have to show at least a bit of courtesy. There's one exception, though, and that's when they hold the name of Johnny Gaudreau, where during player introductions, I will clap and cheer until his name shows up, and I will actively boo as loud as I could. Because I remember Johnny. He and I had this little feud going for a little while, where he would do something and I would do something, and I'd make sure I boo him, and he'd make sure he'd do something that I'd have to boo him louder for. As many of my Stars fans know, it was 2022, when in Game 7 and overtime, after 63 saves, one just snuck through, and it was by Mr. Gaudreau. And I didn't forget that. And as we all know what happened, it was very, very much in Johnny's character toward me, the fact that since the Jackets never made the playoffs with him, because he was only there for about 2 years, they had no real Jackets playoff highlights to show. So the one highlight that they kept showing on all social media for him was him eliminating the Stars in Game 7 in overtime. So it's nice to see that at the end of our little feud we had, he won the war. He got one last one over on me. So good job, man. Rest in peace, buddy. We were all cheering for you guys. Okay, back to less serious stuff. Point being, a lot of us were really cheering for the Jackets to get in because they had, the heart. They lost one of their key players, and it sucks. And it was really cool to see how well they did this year. And, just missing out based off of a team won one extra game. That's the only reason. So that's cool. As for the Canadians, I think they did a lot better than a lot of people expected. Pretty good rookie class. Capitals this year are just insane, though. I don't think anyone expected them to be as good as they are. Logan Thompson, I could have told you he was really good. But either way, Capitals were really smart and did not get that, President's Trophy. We tried that last year. Didn't go well. But I don't think this team is going to get past the Capitals. They're still way too young, but great upside right now. I think they could make a good run in the future. Number 1 seed in the Atlantic Division, the Toronto Maple Leafs versus Wildcard 1, the Ottawa Senators. I told y'all Ottawa's getting in. And to play Toronto of all teams? Now, I could be easy and just say Toronto loses round 1, but I don't know, because this, I truly think, is the last physical year that this core can do anything. And this is a really good core on Toronto. Like, I know it's the joke that they can't do anything, but really, how can you not do anything? You've won 1 playoff round, and then you basically got swept the next round. And let that happen this year. It's Ottawa. It's Ottawa. So, against my better judgment, I'm going to pick Toronto. But I'm not proud of it. Battle of Florida is number 2, Tampa Bay Lightning take on number 3, Florida Panthers. I famously did not pick the Panthers to win this first round matchup last year, and they ended up winning the cup. So, I don't know what you want me to say, so. Balls. This is going to be fun. They hate each other, and that's the best kind of series, isn't it? This is the one where, flip a coin pretty much. The only edge I want to give is that Florida just recently won a cup, but it's not like this Tampa team didn't also just recently win almost 3 cups. Thanks for one of them. So I'm going to be pulling a page from last year me and say I'm picking Tampa to win. But this is the one that I'm not confident on at all. Could see it going either way, you know what I mean? Yeah, you get it. Number 2 seed in the Metropolitan, Carolina Hurricanes, versus number 3 seed, New Jersey Devils. The Hurricanes. On to the West. The Winnipeg Jets, the President's Trophy receiving Winnipeg Jets. Let's give them, us two in the Avalanche. We've been having this little rivalry between us of who's going to keep winning the West, or at least winning the Central. And this year it was your guys' turn, so, congratulations, good job. And you get to play the Blues, who are notably not very loud in the playoffs, especially if they have a lower seed, are they? Do I think the Blues are going to win? No, but the Blues were probably the last matchup that they wanted to get. And Hellebuck is a known lights are a little too bright. So I'm going to pick the Jets, but it'll be at least 6. Next up, hold on. Sorry, I just had to throw up a bit. It is the number 1 seed Vegas Golden Knights versus Wild Card 1 Minnesota Wild. This is the one series where I'd say just no, can neither of them win. This is like asking me to choose between the Bengals and the Steelers. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. It's like between the 2 kids down the street who eat their own poo, which one has the nicer haircut? And Vegas does have the nicer haircut between the 2, I'll give them that. So I will pick Vegas. But just know, this series exists solely because God hates me and said one of your least favorite teams is getting around to. But at least this guarantees one of them will not. So I'm going to pick Vegas to win, but yeah, I hope whoever plays in round 2 just... All right, Dallas Stars versus Colorado Avalanche. Of course it had to be them again. Anyway, so as many people know, the Mikko Rantanen Bowl went down, and I was kind of quiet about my thoughts of Mikko for a couple of reasons. One being I didn't want to blow up in my face, especially considering I figured we were going to play them round 1, and you don't want to talk too much crap. You just don't. We've seen the Bengals. A lot of Bengals slander today, I don't know. But the Stars have been having just a god-awful April. We've been playing so terribly. I thought I got to see Jamie's 400th goal live because I got to see Pavelski's 1,000th point live. But Leon Bichelle got a stick in at the last second. And I didn't even notice for a good 40 minutes until my dad texted and said, "So you got this much more time to see Jamie's number 400? I'm like, "No, I just already did." He was like, "No, it was Bichelle." I was like, Anyway, this Stars team this April has just been terrible. And even our 7-game win streak prior to that, we were getting lucky because the goalie play was really good and Wyatt was scoring like a goal a game, which was pretty cool. So here's my thinking though. We're going to use Mikko for this example because he's our new special little boy and because he's the easiest to relate to this. Mikko goes from playing on a team for 8 years that he's hoping to spend his whole career with, can't reach a contract with, gets traded to a team he actively does not want to play for, only to get traded 2 weeks later to a team back in the same division, one that he's played for those last 8 years, signs an 8-year contract extension for the money he originally refused, just because Texas doesn't have state income tax, so he gets more. After all of that, do you really think he's going to be like, all right, I'm ready to start going really hard right now? Or is he thinking, okay, finally got all that settled, playoffs start in about a month, so I got about a month to relax a bit. Now, this is not to say that Mikko has been phoning it in, or really anyone on the team's been phoning it in, per se. This is more of my way of saying, do you think they are comfortable in that, okay, Avalanche won't be catching us. We're far enough ahead of them. We're probably not going to catch Winnipeg. So do we not try to get injured, try to stay as healthy as possible, and try to just maintain what we've been doing? Because genuinely, for the last 15 straight games, this has felt like a completely different team. I know Miro being gone has really sucked, but it just feels almost intentional that we're being this bad because there's no way a team like this should be doing that. So that makes me think, maybe I'm delusional, but it makes me think this Stars team's beating them round 1. And finally, hey kids, you ready for Kings versus Oilers Part 4? No? I wonder why. So, as many people know, my dad's an Oilers fan, and he texted me. He said, hey, a playoff started right now. It'd be Stars Oilers. I'm like, no, it's Stars Avalanche, and you'd have Kings. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's divisional, the way they do it. He's like, oh, I forgot. It's stupid. I'm like, yeah, it is stupid, because you have to play them 4 years in a row. The very slight deviation this year is that the Kings are the higher seed, which is about as much variety as you can get in this series, but still, it's something. Do I think the result's going to be a bit different? No, still got the Oilers winning. So then, Tampa Bay Lightning versus Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm sorry, Toronto. I'm sorry, guys. It's going to be Tampa. Whoever comes out between Tampa and Florida is going to go to the conference finals. That's just, I'm sorry. That's what's going to happen. Washington Capitals versus Carolina Hurricanes for round 2 in the Metro. So listen, Ovi's had a really good year. He really has. He really has. And this team has been insane. What's Ovi's crutch? Is it round 2? I think it's round 2. And Logan Stankoven's gonna knock you. Sorry, still miss you, Logan. But the Capitals are kind of known for not being very good in round 2. And with this young of a Carolina core, yeah, I think, yeah. All right, Dallas Stars, Winnipeg Jets. Let's go. Jets, you're going down because you're Canadian. I'm picking Dallas because they're American. No, I'm picking Dallas because I am biased, and also I just truly think that depth will beat star power in this case. Yes, Hellebuck is better than Ottinger. Fair, but by round 2, hopefully by round 2, we'll have Miro back, and we can actually play some defense for once. It's insane how bad our defense is once one guy's gone. And then once one guy's back, it's perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but it's better. It's crazy, isn't it? Wild how that works. Anyway, by round 2, we'll have Miro back, hopefully. And hopefully he'll be in regular form. So, I'm picking Dallas to win. Oilers, Knights. I want the Oilers to win that one. I really do. Because I want to get revenge on them for last year, but also it's my dad's team. It'd be fun to have another another series. But it's going to be Vegas, isn't it? It has to be them. All right, so Tampa Bay Lightning versus Carolina Hurricanes. You just can't pick Carolina in conference finals. I've tried before, and it doesn't work. So give me Tampa to make the Cup final. Us, Vegas. Conference finals, part 3. Part 4 playoffs, because of round 1. I don't like Vegas. A lot of people know that. I have a lot of reasons for why I don't like them. Mainly their captain, who injured my Miro and made us suck for 3 months. Logic would dictate the fact that we won the first meeting, they won the second, we won the third, they would win the fourth. But there's something you forgot to take into account here, and that is that the Stars beat them in the conference finals. Then they beat us in the conference finals. Then we beat them round 1. Round 1 doesn't count, therefore we're going to beat them in the conference finals this year. You cannot logic with me on that better than that. You just beat people with stupidity, because then they can't beat you, because you'll drag them down to your level, and you're stupider than them, which means you're smarter. Alright, so finally, if my predictions are to be believed, the Tampa Bay Lightning will play the Dallas Stars in the Stanley Cup final. So this is familiar. This is something a lot of people want. This is something a lot of people believe will happen. It would be ideal to be them as a Stars fan. It is the ideal outcome for who we'd want to play out in the West. Obviously, or in the East. I'm stupid. Obviously, if the Stars make the final, I don't care who we're stunning up against. I don't care if they move the Jets to the East for some reason and we play them again. I don't care as long as we make it again. But it was like when the Cavaliers made the NBA Finals in 2016, the year after losing the NBA Finals to the Warriors. The Warriors were down 3-1 to the Thunder, and a lot of Cavaliers fans, I'm from Cleveland, so I know this, a lot of Cavaliers fans were really happy because we went, yes, they're going to be out. We don't have to play the Warriors. We can just beat the Thunder. Yay, that counts. I don't want to play the Thunder. Something in our head kept telling us, no, we want the Warriors. I don't know why it kept telling us that. They're 73-9. They just beat us last year. There's no way we can get past them. We want the Warriors. There's never not going to be that feeling that we beat the wrong team if we don't beat the Warriors. And the Warriors came back and won. So we did get to play them. And as many people know how that series went, who won the title? I want the Lightning, and I want them in full force because I have to wrest those demons from 5 years ago. The Dallas Stars are winning the Stanley Cup this year because Mikko Rantanen and because for Joe Pavelski. And get Jamie Benn's name on a cup, please. His contract ends after this year. I don't know if he's re-signing. He might go to Vancouver because, he's from British Columbia. He might pull a Mike Modano on us, which would be bad, but whatever. If this is going to be his last year, though, let's get his name on a cup. We couldn't do it for Pavelski. Let's do it for Jamie. Pavelski, as much as we all love him, he's never going to be fully remembered as a Stars legend. Jamie will always be remembered as a Stars legend. We got the biggest Stars legend ever, Mike Modano's name on a cup. Let's do the same for Jamie Benn. I'm picking the Dallas Stars to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning for the Stanley Cup final. Am I wrong? Probably. But I was wrong the last 2 straight years, so. Okay, thank you.